This or this?
Ah, yes, the date with Scott.
Not just any date. This is the official post-Lucy date. It's clear sailing from here on out for me and Scott.
Well, I'll book the chapel.
You know, Damien, I really need your help here.
I'm touched to be included, but you're the fashion expert here.
And you are the official male in my life, and I need you to be available to give me male advice from your point of view.
You mean what'll appeal to Scott?
Exactly. I mean, you're in this with me, aren't you?
What's the plan?
Well, we're going to take a little drive out in the country, see the leaves change, visit an apple orchard.
If you buy cider at a roadside stand, I think I'll be ill.
Oh, would you stop? This is wholesome family stuff. It means that he's getting serious about it. Now, what do I wear to give me that sort of outdoor girl look, but still have that something that will drive him wild with desire?
Peasant blouse and combat boots.
Seriously now.
Seriously, I hate and detest the idea of you on a date with Scott and you driving him wild with desire. But if you insist, well, I suggest this.
I agree. Casual and innocent.
Approved.
Great.
You have been shopping.
Oh, just a little extra indulgence.
Now, hold the phone. You're not wearing that, too. I mean, what would happen to sort of an innocent look?
Well, innocent on the outside with just a touch of raging inferno on the inside. But I won't wear it if you don't want me to.
No, by all means, rage away. Just remember the plan is to get him to marry you without hitting the sack first.
He is never going to see this. It's just for me. Because seductive is seductive feels. Joe, brother.
It's supposed to be on page... There.
I'll see.
Now, is that not irresistible or what?
Romantic rendezvous weekend at the Port Charles Hotel. White limo, champagne, concert tickets, massage, boat trip, picnic, supper. And all for $99.99. This is a brilliant concept. I wonder who thought it up.
I mean, it's such a trip actually seeing it in print. Julia, it's happening.
Yep, it is. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, I can't wait till Ned reads about this and sees the reservations pouring in.
Which I'm sure your grandfather will duly note.
So tell me, Miss B, as a successful executive, is there such a thing as being too confident?
Oh, absolutely not, Mr. Q. Why, the second you start second-guessing yourself is the moment you are courting failure.
Oh.
Words to live by, AJ. Not that you need any help courting failure.
Morning, Ned. Hey, have you read the paper yet?
Why? Do you need some help with some of the big words? Come find me at recess. What's today's kindergarten lesson, Julia? Crying and whining till you get your way, or maybe just plain old backstabbing 101?
Oh, now there's a class you could teach.
Oh, that really stings.
Hey, Ned, by the way, it's before noon. Isn't this a little early for you to be in at work?
Nice try. You two kids better sharpen the machetes if you're going to try to survive in this jungle. Time to meet the grown-ups. Study hard, kids. You got a minute?
Well, actually, I got a date, you know, with a girl, car, the open road.
Lucky guy. It'll only take a second.
A second I got.
Give me a quick legal definition of sexual harassment in the workplace.
Do I smell a problem?
Not at the moment.
A possible one?
For now, let's just say we're talking hypothetical.
So, who you been hitting on, you wolf?
I don't hit on people.
Okay, so it's just a Quartermain browbeating. Or has the second floor maid actually made a few accusations, Ned?
We're not talking about me. I told you, this is hypothetical.
Maybe I'm just a little skeptical, but when somebody starts asking questions about sexual harassment, it's usually a little further than hypothetical.
I'm a conscientious employer. I like to keep up to date on these issues. As a matter of fact, I was planning an awareness seminar for the staff.
That's a good idea.
Thanks. Now, can you give me a quick rundown?
Well, the law defines it as the exchange of an employment benefit for sexual advance or an atmosphere that is in a workplace that would be kind of offensive.
Is it usually physical?
It can be physical or it can be through innuendos or explicit demands. But there's always some kind of a threat, like, I'll hold back your promotion if you don't sleep with me, baby.
Sounds like it's always the employer harassing the employee.
Well, it happens that way, or if the employer doesn't stop the harassment that they already know about.
Got the picture.
Okay, good, because I gotta go.
Wait a minute, hold on. What if the two people were on equal footing at work?
Well, if the work environment is intimidating or hostile or offensive.
Very interesting.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
Yeah, thanks for the free advice.
No, I'm gonna leave you my breakfast tab.
Hey, not so fast. You're about to have a good day.
I like the sound of that. Have a seat.
Thanks.
What can I do for you?
As promised.
Wow, you're fast.
Yeah, and I spell pretty good, too. Read. Proposal number 1, turn ELQ's petrochemical plant that's high polluting into the largest recycling operation in the Northeast. It takes old, used, dirty plastic that'll never biodegrade, spits it out as spanking clean plastic that's recycled in the form of sturdy building materials. Board siding, things that last a lifetime. And they're easy on the environment.
But this could be hard on the pocketbook. This would require a huge cash outlay.
Offset by a tremendous profit within 5 years, not to mention a shiny new community image for ELQ.
Possibly.
Proposal number 2.
A toxic waste incinerator?
Nothing like it in the entire area.
With good reason. You'd have community groups marching on the courthouse if this thing was proposed.
Yeah, but you see, most people have the image of some 19th century smokestack spewing noxious fumes into the pristine country air. Now, that's an image that can be changed with smart public marketing.
I think more like brainwashing.
Call it what you will, but the Environmental Protection Agency recommends toxic waste incinerators. All you have to do is show people that it's safe, which it is.
And also prove to my grandfather that it's worth the cost.
Which it is many times over.
Could be a hard sell.
I'd be happy to come along and help.
Thanks. Maybe I can come up with an angle.
Then you like the proposals.
I love them. I especially love the profit projections on page 10. My grandfather certainly can't argue with that.
Good. Well, how did he react when you told him I was going to buy a small piece of ELQ?
You know, I actually haven't gotten around to telling him yet.
You think there'll be any problem?
No. Do you?
He's your grandfather.
Right. And I know how to handle him. He's an old Boy Scout. And the first lesson is be prepared. So I think I'm going to go back to the office, lock the door, and bone up on these proposals before I present them.
Then it's a plan. Call me if you have any questions.
I will, thank you. I think we have the beginnings here of something very special.
I told you I was going to make your day.
Well. Children, is class still in session?
Hey, Ned, listen, I got about 2 minutes. Why don't you tell me everything you know about hotel management?
Ah, like a rapier, that wit. Julia, get out your book. I want a meeting this afternoon.
Ned, my book is full this afternoon.
I realize Junior here is making a lot of demands on your time, but could you possibly scratch one session of Sandbox to spare me a few minutes?
Hotel business?
Of course. What else?
I'll see what I can do.
I'll be in the ELQ office. Goodbye, kids.
Do you know anybody that does contract kids?
No, but I volunteer. Fortunately, I have to get going right now. I'll see you later.
You think these will hold us?
As long as I don't go on a binge.
No, yeah, man. You can't just go making pies or stuff out of these apples. These are strictly eaten apples.
I'll try to remember that.
I know that for a fact. When I was a kid, I think it was first grade, maybe it was fifth grade. I don't know. It's a fuzz. Anyway, you know what I found out in the science project? That there are hundreds of varieties of apples. Thousands. Thousands. Like I said, thousands.
You know, I bet there are a few more varieties since you were in 3rd grade, 5th grade, whatever it was.
You're probably right. Would you like a cider?
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Oh, mister. A couple of ciders?
Did you specially order this today?
I certainly did.
I mean, it's just so wonderful. The sky's so blue. And the leaves are such vibrant colors. And the air, it's just so moving.
I think they call that the breeze.
No, I mean emotionally moving. Thank you.
Here you go. Let me just tuck it right in here for you.
You know, it reminds me when I was a little girl, I used to sit alone and watch those big gray clouds. Ugh, you know, they're so powerful and scary and inevitable. Kind of like changes, you know?
Yeah? Yeah. Well, you know what it means to me? It means that winter is right around the corner.
Is that from your science projects, too?
No, it's hands-on research. And I think it's going to be very cold this year.
Well, I love that.
How could you? How could you? There's shoveling, and there's ice, and there's flu, and frostbite.
And there's skiing and snowmobiling and ice skating.
Well, aren't we the little winter Olympian?
Just bundle me up and I'm out there.
Really? Well, I prefer to be indoors.
Well, that's nice, too. A little roaring fire.
Yeah, and you get your VCR going. You got Godfather 1, 2, 3, you know, hours.
A good friend.
Well, that's even better. This winter is taking on a whole new perspective.
For me, too.
What do we do till then?
Well,
Come with me.
how about Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving? Yeah. Yeah, that's coming up, isn't it? Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something. Very important question. Are you like a traditional kind of girl where you have to have a turkey?
Oh, I loathe turkey.
Or do you like a ham? Or does that make you feel self-conscious?
It's my favorite. You too?
Oh, well, sometimes I have a problem with a ham, you know. But I know I do like. And you know what? I have this recipe, this really old recipe from way back in like 18-something. Anyway, let me tell you the recipe. It's, you take the big ham, right? Mm-hmm. And you soak it in water. And then you put this molasses on it, right?
And a whole clove.
Right. You know it. And then you put some brown sugar, you put some bread.
Some cranberry sauce.
Ah, yeah. So that's it. That's it. You know what I'm talking about here. And
What about the dessert? Have you ever had the dessert, the pecan?
pecan pie, of course.
It's my favorite, too.
Wait a minute. You're kidding.
No.
I think we knew each other in a past life. You think so?
Well, I think we have to cook Thanksgiving dinner together.
Absolutely. We're going to do that. That's definite. That's without saying.
Oh, wait. You know what we're forgetting? We
What?
need the centerpiece.
Centerpiece?
This'll work. Here.
Oh,
sorry.
you're dropping
I'm sorry.
your gourds here. I was dropped on my gourd once. What
Oh, brother.
are you laughing about?
Here, you know, we can put it in a little basket like this. We're going to do dried corn business. There. Voila.
Centerpiece de resistance.
You know what, though? We are missing a dining room. I am a woman without a dining room, and my apartment isn't going to be ready till after Thanksgiving.
Well, you know what? I think we can figure something out before Thanksgiving.
I can't wait.
I can't either. It's too long till Thanksgiving. Maybe we should have an early Thanksgiving.
What about Halloween? That's right around the corner.
Halloween is coming up, too, isn't it? I love Halloween.
But I am a traditionalist there. I do need a pumpkin.
Pumpkin? Well, we'll get you a pumpkin and then maybe a little French maid outfit. Over here. Look at this. How about this?
Is there something a little bit bigger than that?
Bigger?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Forget about bigger, because I can make this into like a little shrunken pumpkin head here, huh? Just a little head shrunken.
Well, if you want bigger, look in the barn.
Okay. Would you like to go to the barn?
All right. Hey, wait, that's cheating. You got a head start.
Well, Miss Coe.
Oh,
Please.
Mr. Russell.
Go ahead.
Hello. Thank you.
Have a
Thank you
seat.
for seeing me.
Let me ask you, how was it that you found me?
Ah, well, I do read the paper, and I was told that you're the best, and the best is exactly what I need.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered. So what type of representation are we talking?
Well, you may have noticed that I am pregnant.
Yes.
It's not my baby.
I beg your pardon?
I am a surrogate mother.
Ah. This is where I could...
Yes, well, you see, my friend, Scott Baldwin, recently, tragically, lost his wife to a brain tumor. And she wanted part of them to live on, so Scott had his sperm fertilize one of Dominique's eggs, and it was implanted in me, and I agreed to carry the baby to term.
All right, I'm with you so far, but what I don't understand is why you came to me. Baldwin's a lawyer, and from what I heard, he's a good one.
Yes, well, that's exactly why I came here.
You want my help with something that you can't or won't entrust to him?
I'm afraid so.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. He had me sign an agreement when this whole thing started.
May I see it?
Yes. I think the first part, from what I can tell, is pretty standard, but I'm curious about the last paragraph.
The stipulation that you, as surrogate mother, will have no role in the upbringing or future of the child whatsoever.
Yes, that's the part.
Well, I'm afraid that's pretty standard as well.
But is it written in stone?
Ah. You want to contest the agreement?
Mr. Russell, I want to overturn that contract. I want to take that little piece of paper and just tear it up into pieces. So, from where you stand, do you think we could do it? So, what do you think? Can we do it?
Well, I don't have a crystal ball.
But there have been other cases like this, haven't there?
Yes, there's definitely precedence for challenging the validity of an agreement like this, yes.
Well, then that's a point for our side, right?
Possibly. You know, there was a case in California recently, very similar to yours. Surrogate mother who changed her mind before the baby was born. She threatened to refuse to give the baby up. She declared that she was the mother. So the natural parents had to counter-sue in order to have themselves declared legal parents, and it went to court.
Who won?
Well, in this case, the court upheld the validity of the agreement. They gave custody to the natural parents. In fact, the surrogate mother was even denied visitation rights that she'd previously been granted.
So her challenge to the contract was a bust.
For the time being. But you see, it's in a court of appeals right now, so it still could go either way. The important thing to remember here is that the court would even hear the case at all. I mean, that indicates a willingness on their part to challenge these kind of contracts, if they're done the right way.
What exactly does that mean?
It means I'm intrigued. These cases are on the very cutting edge of law and biotechnology today. Think about it. Never before in the history of the world have we had the chance to change the criteria for determining parentage.
Right. Well, you know, I'm very happy for you, and that's all very interesting. But from a strictly selfish point of view, what do you think my chances are?
In this case, there was a dissenting opinion, and it had to do with basing the decision on what is best for the child, not strictly on technical parentage.
So I bet that dissenting opinion came from a woman judge. Can we use that?
Maybe. But you've got to understand two things right from the get-go. And that is, number one, this can drag on for a long, long time, as it did in the California case, involving numerous different appeals. And secondly, When you heard I was the best, you heard correctly. But do they also tell you I'm expensive?
Yes. Oh, okay, look, I really do appreciate your honesty. And I don't care about all those appeal cases. I just want to make as much trouble for Scott Baldwin as I possibly can.
You sure you can afford to go through with this?
I can't afford not to.
All right. I'll need a retainer to get started.
I knew you'd say that. I wonder if you happen to notice Section 7A of that agreement.
7A.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Baldwin will be responsible for all expenses up until the time the baby's born.
Right. I consider your fee one of my expenses.
You don't honestly want me to bill him.
Why not?
Other than the obvious shock, he's gonna know that you're up to something.
Good. Because I want him to know I am up to something. I want him to know exactly what I'm up to. And besides, I plan on telling him, so by the time your bill arrives, he'll already be on the alert. Do make your bill a big, fat one. Good day.
Oh, look over here. There's a bunch more over here.
I don't know. Do you think the perfect pumpkin is really here?
I don't know, Sal. Let's look.
Well, I've examined a lot of these. You know, I've even tried out some little faces on some of them, and, you know, I was like 3,700. I don't know here.
You know, wouldn't it be a horrible thing to be on your way home and have this nagging feeling that you would miss the perfect pumpkin?
That would be a tragedy. But they're all starting to look alike to me, you know? They're just round and orange and stems.
The perfect pumpkin will just leap out at you.
Well, don't all leap at once here, fellas.
Well, look at this guy over here. Now, you can't tell me that he doesn't look like all the rest of the pumpkins here. I mean, look, he is a staunch, upright member of the Pumpkin Society.
Pillar of the community. He could make head pumpkin in a couple of weeks.
That's right.
As opposed to this guy. Oh, he went to seed early.
He had a
Look at that face.
childhood.
Bad crowd. You know what? I'm gonna give you my card. I'm a lawyer here because I think you got the potential of being a convict. You're gonna do some time,
Brother.
some hard time.
Oh,
Great
Scott. God, look at this one. Lucy.
Ooh. Mm. Uh-oh. That guy's got my haircut. Who gave you that flat top, Caputo? Huh? He does nice work, doesn't he? Mm. Oh, his family's here. Look at this. All his little children. Well, let's just send them in the air.
Careful.
Here we go.
Oh, Scott. Scott. Look. Look. That's it. This is it.
I don't know. Are you sure that's the perfect pumpkin?
Have you ever seen a more perfect pumpkin?
No. Can't say as I have, but let's get it out of here before it gets any bigger. I hope I got the roof rack. I got a better idea. Let's just saddle it up and ride it out, huh?
Come on, don't make me laugh. Here, can you get that?
I got it.
No.
I got it.
Careful. Do you need help?
No.
You sure you don't want me to like hold it from down here?
Easy. Whoa.
Oh, careful.
I think I just destemmed him. Okay, let's go. Hey, we're ahead.
Who's ahead?
You, me, the hotel. We have what could be modestly characterized as a phenomenal response to the promotion.
Already?
Yeah, the phones have been ringing off the hook all morning.
Whoa, this is wonderful. This is just the first day.
Wait a minute, get this. We are not only booked for this weekend, for next weekend, the weekend after that isn't even far behind. I can't believe it.
Well, you should believe it because it's a great idea and you deserve success.
Well, we did it.
AJ, not here.
How about here?
I meant not in the dining room.
Come on, hey, you think they're interested in us? Come on.
No, and let's keep it that way.
Julie, what? Are you afraid Ned's gonna walk in on us?
Uh-huh.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm through taking flack from Ned. Bottom line is, I was right about this promotion. He was wrong.
I know he was wrong, and I am thrilled, but I don't think we need to be necking in public.
I'm gonna get out of your hair. I'm gonna go over to Ned's office because I want to see how he's dealing with this news.
I'm sure he's dealing with it badly.
Oh, I know.
Listen, AJ, I would love to rub Ned's nose in it, too, but try to refrain from gloating.
I think I'm entitled.
Well, absolutely, but just think of how much more satisfaction you're going to feel when you just play it cool and you quietly watch Ned squirm.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because Ned is going to think that I'm going to be right in his face, and I won't, and it'll drive him right up a wall.
That's right, and you're going to be the one who has control.
Right in the catbird seat. Now, listen, what about Grandfather? I got to tell him.
Oh, I think you're going to find him very receptive. And I don't think you're going to have to work very hard to score points over Ned.
Really?
Really?
What happened between them?
Well, I went to see Edward yesterday, and I had him arbitrate between Ned and I. And let me tell you, he came down on my side.
What did he say?
Ned was less than pleased.
I'm surprised he wasn't less than human. What was the issue?
Well, the way that Ned didn't lift a finger around here the other night when the power blew, and the fact that he really hasn't got his fingers dirty in this operation at all.
All right, tell me what Grandfather said exactly.
Well, let's just say Ned got a very cold shoulder.
Oh, all right, yeah. Wait a second. Grandfather wasn't upset about the power outage, was he?
Nope. In fact, he was pleased with the way we handled it.
Yes.
Let me tell you, he is very proud of you.
Wow. I think he knows a winning combination when he sees one.
Yeah, I think he does. But don't expect him to pile mountains of praise on you in person, because that's not the way he works.
Well, don't you worry about that. I think I'm starting to understand how Grandfather works. As a matter of fact, I think I'm becoming an expert on how Grandfather works.
Really?
See you around.
Okay.
2%. You sold that stranger 2% of ELQ stock.
Damien isn't exactly a stranger. I knew him very well in prep school.
He's not in the family. Now, that's what I'm talking about. What do we know about him? Nothing. What kind of a man is he? We don't know. What are his intentions toward the company? We don't have a clue, and yet you sell him 2% of the stock? That's stupid. That's unbelievably stupid.
Can I tell you why I thought it was a good idea?
No. There are no conditions under which it would be a good idea.
There are two. Here they are.
No. Get those things away from me.
Grandfather, please, read them.
Utter nonsense.
I don't think so.
Well, then you're living on another planet, boy. These are ill-conceived and overpriced boondoggles.
I agree. I agree that they're a big expense up front, but with interest rates low, I think it's a good time to accumulate debt.
And with business soft, it's a terrible time to accumulate debt, especially on this scale.
Grandfather, we would take the lead in state-of-the-art waste handling.
What we would take is a sound thrashing in the press. The environmental people would run us out of town on a rail. We already have 2 strikes against us in their eyes.
That's an issue that has to be addressed, I agree. But with clever marketing schemes, I think we can turn this liability into our advantage.
Hogwash. And this plastics thing. Now, has any of the necessary technology been developed?
Yes. Yes, and if we do a little more R&D, Damien is sure that we can get a break from the government on compliance.
Uh-huh. Empty promises and guesswork, with me writing the checks. And these proposals from a man to whom you just sold 2% of our stock. What is wrong with you, Ned?
He knows what he's talking about. These proposals could put us on the national map.
Hell's bells, he was supposed to help us with the EPA. This is his idea of help? Investing good money in unproven, unpopular money pits?
Grandfather, I'm not a total idiot, okay? I have a buyback clause. In 5 years, if we don't see a 20% increase in profits, I can buy back the shares, okay?
Ned? Grandfather, I thought I heard your voice.
Oh, I was just leaving. My advice to you, Ned, is to forget these grandiose schemes and stick to the small details of learning to run a business well.
Details are my life.
You're not above them, Ned, and they can be exciting. Now, what about this promotional idea that AJ had? How's the reaction been to that?
Wow, it seems to be going pretty well so far.
Any bookings for this weekend?
Actually, we filled up.
Excellent.
Next weekend, too.
Now, that's the kind of news I like to hear. Come, walk me to the elevator, because I want you to explain to me everything about this new computer system.
Are you sure you want me to help you?
I got it. No, I got it. Whoa, here we go. What?
Careful!
Oh,
Don't
boy,
split it.
Here, how about I put it right here?
Where's the flowers?
Oh,
Oh, you want
Oh, hey,
water?
look. Here's that hat I promised you.
Oh, very nice.
I know. I'll tell her. Don't worry.
What?
Well, he asked me if we could kind of hold off on carving him up.
Oh, I'm sure he's very grateful.
Well, yeah, we talked about this at length, actually.
Yeah,
There's other things I'd rather do.
Like what?
Well, smell you?
I probably smell like a barn.
No. You smell like the great outdoors. It's wonderful. You're wonderful.
So are you. You know, this morning really was wonderful.
It really was.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you probably need to get going. I bet there's just a mound of work piling up on your desk. You need to go, right?
You know, actually, there isn't. There is no mound of work. I can't think of anything I have to do except kiss you again.
I know.
You?
Me?
What do you want?
You. But I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, not here, not now.
Why?
I want it to be just right.
I think it is right. Me, you, Rome, this guy.
Well, it's almost perfect.
Almost? What's not right?
It's me. I'm not right.
You lost me here.
That's what I don't want to happen.
Well, that won't.
Now, I have some things that I absolutely must do. So I'm going to have to ask you to go. For now.
I don't get it.
I know, and I'm sorry.
Was it something
No.
that I...
No, it is not you. You have been wonderful. And I promise that I will explain. Soon.
Okay. Well, I'll... Oh, can you believe I just did that? See ya.
Yes, Mr. Ashton?
No letter, Mrs. Hollis. I need your help in another matter.
Yes?
I ask you because of your long-standing association with this company and your unquestioned integrity.
I see.
There's a situation that has arisen. A very difficult situation that needs to be handled with delicacy and discretion. And I know that you are an expert in these areas.
I do try, sir.
I need all my telephone calls tape recorded from now on.
Isn't that illegal?
Yes. Can you manage that?
Of course. But, may I ask?
Well, of course you may. Although, I hope you won't be embarrassed or offended.
Well, I'll do my best.
You see, I'm afraid I've become involved in a case of, sexual harassment.
Oh, good Lord. Who could accuse you of such a dreadful thing?
I'm not being accused. I'm the party being harassed.
You are? By whom?
Well, I'm sorry to say it's a member of our ELQ family.
That's outrageous.
Yes, I know. It's been very, very difficult.
Oh, I really sympathize. This is something that I have to deal with personally over the years.
You have?
Many times. when I was starting out in the business world, there were young men who thought that young women were easy prey. Oh, and there was an expression, like, see you at the cooler. Well, you know, the cooler was down the hall, and that was away from the supervisor. So, you see, he wouldn't know anything about that. But it was there at the water cooler that these young people used to meet, and they had a wonderful time just for a few minutes, and it was during the day. And it was also a kind of a place where there would be an unsuspecting young woman who would suddenly find herself alone in a room with a man. And it could have been the supervisor himself. Hmm. Well, anyway, he would start to talk to her. You know what I'm saying. And he would say that, you know, advancement. Good word, huh? And then he would say, I'm making your mark in the world. Now, we knew just exactly what he meant. And he knew exactly what he could get away with. But it was accepted.
Oh, I had no idea.
Well, it was common practice. And people just turn their heads away. But fortunately, times have changed. And that's the behavior that we will not tolerate.
No.
And that's why I am so glad that you're taking an interest.
I appreciate you understanding.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Ned, whatever it is, let's get at it. I am running late.
Of course. Thank you, Mrs. Hollis.
What's the agenda?
Seating.
I beg your pardon.
The grill seating arrangement.
What's the matter with it?
Do you know that last week alone, I had 5 separate complaints from guests that the sun was shining in their eyes during breakfast?
So move them to another table.
Ah, well, yes. But the dining room has been filling up, and there are no available tables to move them to.
Ned, is this really such a problem?
what? Oh, my God! It's true!
Halloween is a child's holiday.
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Trick or treat, bobbing for apples, squirting shaving cream into mailboxes, carving faces on pumpkins.
Sounds like the Grinch.
Yeah, well, how does Scott sound?
On the subject of Halloween?
No, on the subject of you. How was your trip to the country?
Well, it went off like clockwork. He's mine for the asking.
Would you mind elaborating just a little? Yours how exactly?
Mine as in he will go wherever I lead him.
And where did you lead him today?
To a barn.
And what happened in the barn?
All the usual stuff. You know, we bought some cider, a pumpkin, and we looked at the leaves.
That's all?
It was enough.
Enough for what?
Enough for today.
Because if it had been me, out in the country in a barn with you, I would have gotten some more ideas than just buying the world's largest pumpkin.
Oh, Scott's got ideas. But that's all he got. And we've got him right where we want him.
So I guess your new lingerie put you in the right mood.
Would you stop? You know, I am not going to tell you any more of my little secret tricks.
Well, how about you let me supply your undergarments for your next trip to the country?
You bought me something?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see this. Oh, brother.
The outdoor girl.
I love you. Oh, you're too much.
You will truly regret this.
Oh. Are you all right?
I think so. She is much stronger than I thought.
Then Miss Barrett is the individual that we were discussing?
I'm afraid so. I'm so sorry that you had to witness that. Oh.
Oh, I'll survive. As I told you, where you are now is where I was, and it's extremely unpleasant. But, I thought you and Miss Barrett were,
Well, we were. But we broke up. And unfortunately, she's taken it very hard.
Oh, I see. She couldn't let go.
No, I'm afraid not. That's what she meant when she said, I'll regret it.
If I may be so bold, it was my observation that Miss Barrett was taking your relationship much more seriously than you did.
You're a very wise woman, Mrs. Hollis. I wish I'd had your advice earlier.
Well, you have my good advice. There will be no more sexual harassment. It must not be tolerated.
I never thought that it could happen to me.
Oh, everybody thinks that. But you are doing the right thing because you are going to put a stop to this from the interest that you've taken in it. And if there's anything that I can do, and I know that I will do, I will take the calls, and if it's necessary, I will come back, and I will see that Miss Barrett will never do this anymore.
Thank you. You're a good friend, Mrs. Hollis.
You're welcome.
This is Charles Gibson.
And Joan London. Tomorrow, school choice. Should the government give you money and let you pick your children's school?
Plus politically correct investing and Rosemary Clooney tomorrow on Good.